Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Rock is a Lady's Modesty, episode number 8 reaction. So the previous episode, yes, we are training for the upcoming Battle of Bands, and we got to know the reason behind why we were participating in that. Obvious because what's her name? Shiraya's other band members, the previous band members, they wanted to challenge us to a battle. Shiraya didn't want to participate in it, but Otoha was very excited, so we decided to take it, and that's why we are practicing now. The biggest problem obviously is Tina, because she doesn't have that much of a good idea about how to play and all that. So but she still tries her best. We also had the little rivalry between Lilisa and what's her name, Shiraya, and Lilisa realizes that Shiraya is like crazy good, like as if in front of her base she's literally frozen stiff. Yeah, but at least Lisa can play. But Tina's situation was very difficult. In the end, you can see Shiraya say something along the lines of, "Oh, we should not take her. Like she, in no way can she do this." And that's where it ended. So let's see what happens. Yeah, let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this is her experiencing. What the hell is going on here? Hmm. Wow. Okay. Right. Okay, and then this happened. Well, let's see. Hmm. Damn. Wow. Right. Yeah. All right. Don't tear it up or something. Okay, thank you. Damn. Okay, you know what? I think she actually needs to listen to rock music first. Oh my god. No, the thing is that we don't have the time. That's the problem. Right. You know what? Up until the final day. No, but I guess they have to practice. Oh, yeah, that won't do. Sabotage the band's chances. Wow. Oh boy. Uh, no, no. Wow, that's very similar to her situation. I guess in a way you can say that because she's leaving it because she's thinking about others. Lisa literally did the same for her mother as well. All right, bro. You, I don't think you have the right to say that. Damn, it's plugged in as well. Five. That is true. That is true. She is supposed to be the support. And she said, I leave it to you guys. So, alright, let her do. Yeah. If you're not able to understand that, you don't belong in a band. Because band is teammate. Like, if you don't have that. Like, I agree with Lilisa completely because, like, I can understand Shira's point of view because she's like, you don't have the time. But at the same time, this is also rock. Like, I feel like it's such an ironical thing to say that, oh, don't care about others while you're playing in a band. Like, oh yeah. Completely forgot about that. Oh my god. You know what? I feel like right. I feel like she needs to understand what rock is, like how rock bands go and hmm, suggestion. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you shouldn't start with extreme difficulty, you should start with easy. Especially if you are completely new to something. You cannot clear it at hardest difficulty. Wow, the symbolism, how, her flower is like separate from them, because she still isn't in that same group. I feel like by the end of it, they'll put the flower in the same vase. That'll be cool. Bruh. 5 days. Damn. You watched the. What the hell? You were also like this, and you're. Oh my god, this girl. Hmm. Two. Oh. Oh, so today's the day. Oh boy, here we go. Um. What? Wait, that's it. Oh, I thought they were gonna play like a whole. Oh, they cut it. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what she's saying, but okay. Oh. Oh, I see. So the amount of. Okay, I said. I understand. Hmm. A singular. Right. Okay. Yeah. So let's play together. Right. What are you trying to accomplish? Okay. Hmm. Excuse me. Hmm. Yeah. Right. Yeah, we have to practice together. Hmm. Okay, tomorrow's the last day. Oh no. Yeah. Right. Hmm. Oh. Oh yeah, that's true. She's doing right. That is also true. Yeah, like not everyone wants to. Her wordings are always so. Damn. Hey yo. Direct. All right, let's. Right, so we're gonna get the competition today, or will it be the next episode? There's still a little bit time left, so. Okay. Well, you'll see. Wait, what? What is she wearing? She's wearing something on. Wait, what? Really? Oh god, she's like this. Yeah, okay, that is such horrible fashion sense. Nah, that is nah, man. What is that shirt? What is she wearing? Oh, she's also wearing something underneath. Bah! Yeah. Oh my god, what the heck? That is that is so damn small. Ah, yeah, that's true. She's not wrong. Wow. Oh my god. But why is. Oh god, she's wearing something. Don't ever talk to me again. Oh my god. Okay, we won't get the performance today. It'll be next episode. Yeah, kid. No, I don't think so. I was gonna say ginormous. Yeah. What is going? All right. Oh God. Yeah, you're the one to say. You. Oh my God. But you know what? If you lose to them, that's. Yeah, you just assuming. In that case, I would say Lilisa's doing this from when she's a kid. Wow. Damn, this is real trash talk happening here. Second. Oh, so we're playing first? Oh, okay, no. Third. Okay. Hmm. Guitar solo, yeah. Wait, so they don't know she's playing the bass. Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting. People will be disappointed seeing. Obviously, initially, but hopefully, Lilisa proves them wrong. Like, when they'll see, you know, like Shiraya with the bass and Lilisa with the guitar, they'll be like, "What the hell? We came here for Shiraya's guitar," and then yeah. But I guess Lilisa will have to show them by overpowering and you know making her place in the amongst all of these whole like unfavorable conditions because nobody will be cheering for her. Okay, that's it. Is that it? Yes, there you go. That was today's episode. Right, that was episode number 8, I think. Yeah, episode 8. So we had Tina's whole, like whole section where we at the beginning, Shira was like, "Oh no, it's not going to do," like she cannot do it, this and that. But in the end, after Lilisa said that, give us 5 days, we'll show you. And after the whole section later where Otto also said that, oh, I'm the one who actually told her to kind of change the whole thing, she was like, all right, fine, she can at least play now, so okay. But that problem was gone, like that problem was solved. But now the bigger problem here is that obviously, number one, we have to win this, and number two, uh, within this whole thing, Lisa will have to show and prove to what's her name, Shiraya, that she is better than Shiraya thinks, and she's worthy enough to be the guitarist. So currently we are here in the live house, and next episode we will be getting the performance. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out with especially with Lilisa having to prove her guitar skills in front of Shiraya. And yeah, okay, so today's episode was pretty good. We had Lilisa. Now the whole section where like, what's her name, where Shiraya, yeah, Tamaki Shiraya, but Shiraya was talking about how she won't be able to do it, Tina, and how she is going to drag us all down, this and that. Like, you can see this is a section where when Tina was like, oh, okay, so I'm going to leave, I don't want to drag you guys down. So that section reminded Lilisa of her own situation, and it's kind of true. I guess you can see it in that way. Like, because of her mother, when her mother told her that, oh, like, like, the guitar, you shouldn't play it, or something like that, she said. um so that from that day onwards, she gave up everything. Even though she herself wants to play it, she gave up everything, and she has been compromising, even though that's not what her heart says. So she knows how that feels. She knows that she doesn't want to do it, but she is forced to do it. But seeing a similar situation playing out in front of her eyes, being a victim of that situation herself, she would obviously not want someone else to go through that, because she knows how it feels. Because Tina's whole section is similar to what she did, like sacrificing something, or like not sacrificing, but giving up something that you want to do very much, because of, like, making the situation, like, because of the fear of making the situation bad. So Tina's doing the same here, because when Shiraya said that, oh, you are going to drag everyone down, she's going to give up on the keyboard that she probably wants to play. Like she said, she wasn't sure, but she was sure about one thing, that is, after experiencing everyone playing, she wants to be part of this, and she wants to become as good in keyboard as everyone else, in the particular instruments that they are, that the skills that they have. She wants to be as skilled as that, and play alongside everyone. So that is something that she is sure about. She's like, yes, I'm probably still not there, but I want to keep walking on this path and reach the position, that position someday in the future. So the fear that, like, currently with her skill, she's going to drag everyone down and make her, the band suffer because of her, is making her, you know she was going to, that's why she was going to leave it, which reminded Lilisa of her situation about giving up something that she wants to do, because otherwise it'll make a situation bad. So knowing the pain and the sadness that something like that brings, she sympathized with her, and she realized that I cannot let something like this happen again, because I myself have experienced it. And that's why she stopped her and said, now I will also like here this whole section you can say, you know what, this is one thing that I believe, like I agree with a lot of things that Shiraya says. For example, you know, like she said that, oh, like there's a lot of other like people that she has seen who has wanted to like go on a self, like, you know, like discovery journey, and by on that way, you know, it sounds all well and good in paper, you know, like, oh my god, you're trying to find yourself, this and that, you know, all that, like, you know, like fancy ass words. But in reality, when you are in the on the stage and doing all of that, you know, playing like a professional concert and all that, it won't do. You know, it won't really do. You cannot expect the judge to listen to your backstory and be like, oh, you know what, damn, you lived a pretty hard life, okay, you get a pass. Ain't no way, ain't no one's gonna do that. They're just gonna listen to your music and they're going to like judge you based on that. Nobody cares about your backstory, like literally. Maybe your friends do, but strangers, especially the judges who are like listening to it, and the audience, they don't care. They're just here for them, for your music. So, you know, it's all well and good, but if you're not able to provide at the end of the day, yeah, it's just going to get, you know, it's not going to work out. So she knows, and she's seen a lot of bands like this who has gotten the particular share of bandmates who are like this, and they're the ones who always drag them down. And I'm sure she has experienced this a lot, because, you know, she like jumped from one band to other, like, you know, kind of trying to play and make a name for herself. So I'm sure different bands that she went, a few of the bands probably just got destroyed because of situations like this. So she knows, and that's why she's like, before anything like that happens, leave. So I agree with that. I can agree with that as well. You know, I can agree that there's a lot of things that she's saying, that she's speaking from experience. She's not saying it to be mean or anything. She's speaking it for experience, and she's a very, I guess you could say, realist. You know, like very realist. Like she's like, oh, if this doesn't happen like this is not never going to happen, like something like that. Like she believes in like proof. If you're able to prove to her that, yeah, I'm better than you and I can do this, then that's all well and good. If not, she's not going to believe in stuff like, oh, I will do this someday. Like, no, she doesn't want to believe in any of that. So, you know, like she's very practical, very realist, you could say. So all of these things, like, you can understand. And yeah, but there's one thing I would say that I always felt while listening to her speak. She is very biased, and this bias is kind of making her, I guess you could say, be more strict against people like Lilisa and Tina. Her bias is towards Otoha, and the fact that Otoha was the one who, because we don't really know her story, but from little bits and pieces that we've heard, I assume this is how it went. Like Otoha was probably an extremely, like, you know, like, obviously we've seen her, what she can do. She's a great player. She's a great drummer. And she probably, I think, like, they mentioned how she wanted to become part of her group or something like that. And Otoha rejected her and said, like, no, I don't want to. You know, unlike Lilisa, where Otoha was the one who wanted to join in her, you know, like, wanted her to play with her. That's why, you know, like, I guess that's a little bit of a, what can I say, like, a little bit of a slight grudge that she has against Lilisa. But that's not the point. The whole point is that she was the one who couldn't play that much, and Otoha was like extremely good at it. She got influenced by Otoha, and she wanted to catch up to her. She practiced, she made such a name for her, and now she wants to, you know, form a band with Otoha. She was the one who was influenced by Otoha, and she's the one who got better, so she always looked up to Otoha. So now that Otoha is favoring someone else, like I said, she has a slight grudge towards, like, I guess you could say Lilisa. At the same time, you could say she is being extremely biased because of that. And anything related to Lilisa, she's like, I guess you could say she's like deliberately being more strict. Like, you know, like sometimes, you know, you have this whole thing within you where you like something that you don't like, you deliberately try to be extremely precise and, you know, like try to find problem in stuff where you don't really need to. like, you be very precise, you be very like strict about stuff, especially to in situations where which something that you don't like, that type of thing. And like, I think that's what is happening. So since like this is kind of proved, or especially in that section where Otoha was like, where at first she was like, oh no, this is not going to do, and she's like, she tells Tina that it's not, it's not good. And then Otoha's like, oh, but I was the one who told her to do it like this. And she's like, wait, what? You were the one who said it? And then she's like, oh, okay, I can reconsider my, that is like a big, like a proof of the blatant favoritism that she's doing here. And because it is Otoha who told her to do it like this, she was like, okay, I'll give you a chance. If Otoha wasn't the one who told Tina to do it, Tina would probably be out today. She wouldn't be here. I feel like Otoha realized that's why Otoha herself was like, told her that, okay, let me tell you what to do. Because I think Otoha knew that, if need be, she can tell Shiraya that, oh, I'm the one who told her to do it, and Shiraya would probably consider. Because, like, you can say that Tina can do it. She just needs a little bit of time, and that time we don't really have. But the final, like performance that she did, you can see Shiraya herself admits that, yeah, you can do it, but this won't do now. So she says she can do it, but she still is being extremely strict. So Otoha, I think like Otoha deliberately told her to do it like that, because she knew that in situations like this, I can bring up that, oh, I'm the one who told her to do it, and she would probably reconsider. I don't know. I feel like Otoha knew, like, that's why she was the one who advised Tina to do it like that. Anyways, I might be wrong, but you can see that there's a little bit of a favoritism going on here. And but at the same time, this is the thing, if within all of these favoritism, and within the little grudge that she has against Lilisa, even within all of that, if Lilisa is able to prove to her that, oh, I can do it, then that will be like the best, I guess you could say, way of acceptance that you can ever get. Like, like, that you're kind of on the bad side of her, but you do such a performance that even if she doesn't like you, she will be forced to admit that, you know what, your guitar playing is good. That will probably be like the best sort of acceptance someone can give someone. Because like, if you like someone, if you're like, like, kind of favoritize that person, like, getting a yes from that person, it's easy. But if you're on the bad side of that person and you still get a yes from that person, that is true skill. Like, you you showed that person through pure skill that you are good. It's not because they like you or something like that. They don't like you, but still they're forced to admit that, yeah, you know what, like, even though I don't like you, your performance was amazing. Like, I cannot lie on that front. And and as musicians, obviously they will never lie. If there's something good, if there's good music someone is playing, they'll be truthful about it. Like, like, they will never lie, because that's what true musicians are like. Like, if they see true skills, they're not going to lie and be petty and be like, oh no, this is not, they won't do that. Like, that you can 100% guarantee that if she likes something, she's going to say that I like it. She's not going to like hold it against her and try to be petty about it. She will never do that. So yeah, that's why I'm saying, if Lilisa is able to prove to her, even after all of this, that will be like the truest form of praise that she could ever get from Shiraya. And the best form of acceptance, I guess you could say. So yeah. Right. Okay. Now, okay, another thing I would like to say is, like, when Shiraya was saying that, oh, like, you're going to drag everyone down, this and that. And then when Lilisa was like, where's that part? Where's that section? There we go. Lisa says, like, stops her when like Tina's going to leave, stops her, and she's like, oh, like, here we go, this part. God damn it, I forgot. I missed that part again. Okay, your boring guitar is more than enough to make us lose, and on top of that, you're using Tina's, keyboard. And then she's like, we'll say what you have to say after the show when I make you eat your words. And then she's like, enough talk. If you want to win, then get better. Quit obsessing over a lost cause. You're just wasting precious time. At which she says that in no way is spending time on bandmates a waste. Right. And I would agree with this. Like, because you're not solo. Like, you need to learn to play in a band if you want to do. Like, if you want to do solo, then go solo. Why are you trying to join a band? If you're trying to join a band and then complain about, like, oh, this member is this member is that, it's your fault. Why the hell did you even want to join a band then? You're trying to play multiplayer game and then you complain about everyone else dragging you down. Nah, man. Like, a band is a thing where you only move forward if you're moving forward together. Everyone needs to, like, do a better job. And like, while she's more like, oh no, like, if she's not good, sack her, take a new person in. Like, every character is like disposable. She has like that type of a, like, thing. But that, I don't know, I just get the I just have the, like, like a idea that that's not the way to do it. Like, like, I agree with Lilisa here. Like, like, if you're trying to join a band and play, you have to think about your teammates. You cannot be like, oh no, this person is not good, like, sack him out, bring a new person in. And that's not what I'm going to do. Like, even if every single person in your band is like god tier and you're okay with it, I'm sure with that attitude, down the line, friction will be created in some way or the other between you and your bandmates. And you will never be able to continue in a band if this is how like, you treat your other teammates. So yeah, but like I said, I feel like the main reason behind it is because of this whole little, like, grudge that she has against Lilisa. So she's kind of overplaying it. I doubt she does like this in real world, but she's being a little bit more strict, and she's being a little bit more crankier because of the fact that Otoha rejected her for Lilisa. And that's, like, kind of bothering her so much that she's kind of overplaying her crankiness here. I doubt she acted like this with Bitter Ganasha or other teams. So yeah. So anyways, and then she also asks, like, why are you so desperate to keep her in the band? At which Lisa says that because she's fighting to live life in her own way, and that's the kind of person I want to rock with. Yeah. Okay. And at that she was like, okay, fine, like, it's okay. Now later on, she does tell Otoha that there's another reason why she doesn't want, or she didn't want, Tina to continue with them. Where's that part? She talks about her. Obviously, she's a rich lady and she's not really used to any of this. Where's that section? Oh, that section comes later, I think. Yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, after the time that she proved herself outside. Yeah, this part. She's just a rich girl. Nobody gives a damn about honor or pedigree at a rock concert. No one's gonna protect her like she's used to. She's doomed to suffer that harsh reality. Yeah, so she's basically saying that, like, she has been accustomed to people, like, sucking up to her, because of her family, their pedigree, this and that. She's a good model. She, like, everyone, like, just because she is from this background, everyone, like, just pampers her and everything. She's a bona fide rich lady who probably hasn't had to suffer that much harsh reality. in the stage, on the stage, your skills will do the talking. No pedigree, nothing. If you play well, people will love you. If you don't, they'll throw tomatoes at you probably. You know, that's the reality. So she won't be able to survive that, and that's what she's saying. And that's why she didn't want Tina to join, her, thing. But then again, I would say, like, I can understand that, but at the same time, I would say that Otha is also a rich lady. Why is she like this then? Like, if she can do it like this, why not Tina? Who can say like Tina becomes someone like Otoha in the future? That much brash, that much, but like the personality which doesn't care about anyone, just wants to rock out. That's all she cares about. She can easily become like that. You cannot really say what someone can become in the future. So just rejecting them from the get go because they're from a particular, pedigree, and they might suffer. That's a little bit. I don't know. I feel like that's a little bit. Uh, you know, like you're putting the cart before the horse, and you're already kind of judging her based on her, like, yeah. So that, I don't know, like, yeah, I can understand it, but at the same time, I would like to say that you can change. Like, who could say that Tina becomes a crazier version of Otoha? Otoha is as crazy as we see. Who knows? Maybe Tina is going to become even a step higher than her. I doubt that's going to happen, but still, there's a possibility that might happen. You cannot say. Let her do what she wants. It's her life. She wants to rock out. Let her rock out. If she falls, she'll fall. She'll get hurt. And if she can still stay and grit her teeth and keep going, good for her. If not, she'll leave, I guess. She'll back out. Right. Okay, there you go. That was that. Now, all those things, those were like the important things that I wanted to talk about today. And obviously, the ending part, we had, like the whole section with Bitter Ganache. And Lily and that other girl kind of quarreling with each other. One calls the other a kid, and the other calls the other a hag. Right. Okay, and yeah, there you go. That was today's episode. Now, that was a great episode. Next episode, we'll get the performance. I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so that was that. Now, let me talk about this episode scene by scene. In the very first scene, we get to see a little bit of Tina experiencing when everyone was playing with her. She experienced that force from everyone, and she was like, oh, is this the place that I'm trying to step into? I love it. It's like you're literally just, bearing yourself completely to everything. I obviously I cannot get to that level currently, but I want to go there someday with these people. So that is the time when she realized she actually wants to do it. And that's why she was like, okay, I really want to do it. Like, at that moment, she realized. Then obviously at the end of it, you can see she says that, oh, like, throw her out. And now we are back to the where the other episode left off. So this is the part where we had Tina trying to say that, oh, come on, like, I can, give me a little bit of time, I can do it. But Shirai was very strict. Shirai was like, no, this won't do. I've seen a lot of people like you. You're trying to do some kind of self-discovery journey or whatever. And anyone like that who comes into a band usually is the reason why the band goes down. They talk about all these lofty, like, ideals and stuff, and like, fancy ass words, and everyone's like, oh yeah, sure, we'll support you. And then on the day of the concert, or on the day when you're performing in front of everyone, they get to realize the harsh reality. People won't, people will judge you based on how you play. And because of them, the other band members who are also good, they also gets dragged down by it, because it's a band. You not one instrument failing behind is going to make the whole song, whole music completely flop. So you will be the one dragging us down, and you will be the reason why we all die. Our band will die. You want that? You want our band to die? Like, she kind of says it like that. And at first you can see that Lilisa was like, she couldn't really say anything at the beginning, but then when Tina was like, okay, fine, I'll leave. I don't want to be the reason why you guys fail. I think that's what she says, right? Where's the part? There we go. Thanks for everything, you guys. She leaves. There we go. I don't have a choice. I have to quit because I would hate to cause you problems later. This reminded Lilisa of her own situation where she got reminded, like, when her mother was like, you don't need a guitar, right, Lilisa? Now, you can see that in the flashback, the guitar strings were all taken out. Her mother, I'm guessing, destroyed the guitar and told her that, oh, you don't need the guitar, right? And to appease her mother and to, like make her calm down, and Lisa probably said that, yeah, I don't need anything. I don't need the guitar. I need nothing. And this is a similar situation to this. So knowing the pain, knowing the experience, she didn't want Lisa to face the same as well. So that's why this is the time when she actually held, like, she actually stood against Shiraya, and she was like, no, like, I will not let her go. And then she like strummed her guitar, and she was like, and then this whole section starts where she's like, would give us 5 days, and she has like, oh, like, what the hell, like, waste of effort, this and that. And then Lilisa kind of says like, oh, so you're chickening out, too worried because you risked your future in the battle of bands. You said that you're going to be a support member. Now you're trying to dictate what we do. Like, if you're a support member, keep your mouth shut and let us do what we want. You got into this willingly. Ain't no way I'm going to listen to orders from you. So, which is also true. She did say that I'm going to be, just support. I'm going to see what you guys can do. And now she's trying to dictate the whole thing. She's like, nah, you can't do that. Like, let us do what we want, and let us prove it to you. And at which she was like, oh, like, like, stop, like, saying naive things like this. And then she's like, oh, you're spending like your precious time away like this. And she's like, oh, like, I don't consider spending my time like this as a wastage, because I'm doing this to help my friend, my bandmate. Like, so yeah, like, each tells their own part. She asks them, like, her, like, why are you so, like, why do you want to play with her? At which she says, like, like, someone trying to what's that part? Why are you so desperate to keep her in the band? Because she is fighting to live her life her own way. That's the person I want to rock out with. Yeah, which is kind of similar to what she's trying to do as well. So she and Lilisa, she and Tina has a lot of similarities, and the things that she has faced, she doesn't want Tina to face the same kind of problems or lose an opportunity because of similar problems. Okay. Anyways, in the end, she was like, fine, whatever, like, take your 5 days. If you're not able to prove it to me, then, yeah. Then that's it. Then, then you can see Tina's like, oh, wow, you talk like this? This is the first time I've hear you talk like this. Anyways, and then we have Otoha coming, and Otoha being like, all right, let me suggest you guys something. Do it like this, kind of tone it down, and like, play an easier version of this same, like, play. So that's how they start practicing. Okay, so now later on you can see, well, while going back, Shiraya and Otoha mentions how she reminds, like, how Tina reminds her of Shiraya when she was, new to all of this. And yeah. Okay, and like, stuff that she said later on about how she's like a rich, like, rich lady. She doesn't know, like, she has been pampered and she has been protected from all of these things in a rock band in front of everyone. Nobody's going to protect you, so you're going to get like a splash of hard reality. I'm assuming, because when Otoha was talking about her past, you can see Shirai kind of talks in a very, like, slow manner, kind of reminiscing a few things. I'm assuming she probably went through the same things that she's talking about what Tina might face. So what she's saying Tina might face is probably the things that she herself has had faced already, and she knows like the hardships and all that. Like, I'm not sure exactly. I'm sure she's also a rich lady, right? She goes to a similar type of a school, not the same school, but a different school. But it's like a rich lady school. I'm assuming she also was someone like that, and then she tried to get out of that and go into the outside world playing, and she probably like experienced some stuff, like which she yeah, which she's like, this will happen to Tina. So if she's just a run of the mill rich girl, she probably won't be able to survive this. Yeah. Anyways, later on the final day, not the final day, but after the 5 day time period, she plays, and then she has like, oh, it's good. You changed the whole thing, but this won't do. You know, in the end, you know, even after that, when she was not agreeing to it, Otha says that, oh, like, it was my idea actually. And she's like, wait, what? Your idea? And she's like, yeah, if she's having trouble with the song, she can try playing a fewer notes. And she kind of explains how it does. So, like the different notes she kind of shows. And she shows that she took out a few of them. So it's lesser, but it's the same song. So, even though I have no idea about these type of like, technicalities in music, even I could understand what she was saying. Basically, they were like, I think like there were like 8 notes or something like that. And she took out a few of them. So the song is still the same, but the amount of beats and the notes in it are different, are a little bit smaller. So like the more advanced you are, I guess the more you can play in that little amount of time, and the more like smoother you'll get with it. So she just took out a few of them to make it easier, but it's still the same song, I guess. Now after saying that, she was like, okay, right, fine. And this part shows, like I said, she's being a bit too much strict on these two, especially because of her little grudge, I guess you could say. Not grudge is a pretty harsh word to say, but the little the little thing that she has against Lilisa. uh, so that's why she's being extra strict on them. But since Otha was like, oh, I'm the one who told him to do it like this, she was like, oh, okay, then it's fine. Right. But in the end, she says that this is one thing I'll say: if you're doing this, don't do it for trying to find yourself or all those nonsense. Do it because you want to, like, you want to do it, you want to play it yourself. And I kind of agree with that. If if Tina was just doing it to become her news, like, she definitely wants that. She's doing it to gain more confidence. But if that was it, that was the extent of her trying to play with them, then I would also say that, yeah, you shouldn't play with that mentality. Like, play it because you want to play it, want to continue with this, you want to really do this. Don't do it because of some other reason. Since you're playing your instrument, your sole reason for playing the instrument should be that you want to play it, not because you want to be confident or anything like that. Those you can want, but your main reason should be that. So that's the thing. And like the first scene of this episode where she experienced them playing, that is the time when she said that, oh, I realized this is the direction I'm trying to go, and I love it, I want to continue with them. That is the time when her like motivation changed. Up until that point, she was just doing it to become more confident. That is the time when she actually changed her reasoning. She was like, yeah, I want to become confident, but more than that, I want to play it along with these guys, I want to become like them. That became her reason. So I would say Shiraya's what Shiraya said here, like if she said this a few moments earlier on that day, then yeah, Tina still wouldn't be ready. But now Tina is ready because Tina really wants to play it. Her motivation and her reason for playing has changed in the very first scene of today's episode. So she's fine now. Anyways, that was that. And later on, you can see they stay behind to play more, practice more. Shiraya and Otoa has those conversations. And like I said, you can see here a little bit that Shiraya was especially doing this because she didn't want, or she thought that Tina is going to suffer because she's going to be thrown into the yeah, nobody will be there to protect her like she is used to. But and like I said, I feel like she herself probably went through that, so that's why she could relate, or she was thinking this might happen. Anyways, later on the day of the band battle, like Otoha's not Otoha, sorry, Shiro's group come in with everyone's kind of underestimating the other girls. They're like, oh, they're just kids. And then later on, Bitter Ganache also comes in to talk to them. We get to see what like underneath their dresses, what they're wearing. Lily starts wearing some weird dress. He has given a similar weird dress for Tina to wear. And Tina, oh my god, and she's like, do not hide your chest, because if you do that, people might recognize it's you. Nobody will recognize it to be you, if you look like that. And that's why she's like, yeah. Oh boy. She's like, if you want to show off who you really are through rock, show off your chest as well. Anyways, after all of that, Bitter Ganache, those girls come in and they're like underestimating them, and it's Lisa gets pissed off at their way of their attitude. So she's like, who the hell are you, old hag? And they start squabbling with each other. Otha's loving it. She's like, oh damn, this is just what I wanted, like actual battle of the bands. Like literally battling. They're literally battling it out here already. Anyways, so all that happens, and then after that we kind of get a glimpse. Everyone's here for Shiro. So everyone's like, oh my god, we're here for like Shiro's solo, guitar solo. And Lilisa's like, damn, I'm the one with the guitar. But she's like, yes, I have to show them. They're here, all here for Shiro. They aren't going to get Shiro because Shiro's on bass. I will show them that I will have to prove to them and Shiro as well that, I'm worth it. And yeah, that's where it ended. So great episode. Next episode will be crazy. I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, that is it. And that was my reaction to episode 8 of Rock is a Lady's Modesty. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed, comment down below. Anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, I'll check them out. And that is it. Yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Rock is a Lady's Modesty. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.